Hey, so today we're in the studio. I got something a little different. I got a road bike in here, my new road bike, my new used road bike. And to be honest, the bar tape's showing its age. It's, it's a used bike, so the bar tape's a little beat up. Just like if you bought a new mountain bike, one of the first things you'd probably do is throw some new grips on it. Stay tuned, I got some new grips coming for the Nomad, by the way. So what I did with this is I wanted something a little color coordinated. I wanted to change things up. Didn't want to spend a lot of money. It's a used bike. I don't have a lot invested in it. I'm just getting into the road bike scene. So what we got here is a top cabin kit you can get from Amazon. Now I bought top cabin mountain bike grips when I was over in Kuwait for my bike over there. And they held up really well. The bikes out there are out in the sun all the time and they're just getting beat to crap by Mother Nature. So I figured, you know what, I'll give these a whirl, save me some money. It's about $5 cheaper than the other bar tapes out there. So I've already taken the liberty of opening the package, and it's got some finishing strips, which are nice. You can peel these off. It's just a strip of a sticker, really. It just goes over the end right where you finish your bar tape. Came with 2 black end plugs. They say have the top cabin logo on them. But then I pulled the bag out with the product in there, and there's 2 more bar caps in here. So I have 2 more chrome bar end caps. So this isn't too crazy. It's not pre-cut. It is adhesive. It's got the adhesive strip on the inside there. See if I can unravel this for you. So I went with the camouflage pattern. Figured it'll kind of go with the theme of the bike a little bit, being the black and the white. You know, a little bit of the gray thrown in there, and I have all those colors represented in here, so it'd be nice to carry that over to the handlebars. So first thing we need to do is we need to get over to the bike. We need to get our old bar tape off. So let's head on over there and get on that. Now I've already taken the liberty of removing this side to show you for what it's supposed to look like and for the expediency of the video. Now on the other side you can see how it's tore up. They've added some electrical tape here. So yes, electrical tape, that's really what you're going to use. So I found something, it's a whitish grayish 3M brand electrical tape. As a mechanic, as somebody who's done a lot of electrical work, I can't stress enough getting 3M quality electrical tape. Don't buy the cheap name brand, no name brand stuff off the shelf. You know, you save a little money, but it's going to start coming up. It's not going to withstand the weather. I mean, just even the cold temperatures, as well as a 3M branded electrical tape will. So you want to make sure your cables are routed properly and taped into place. Figure about where you want to end this. You can have a piece of tape right there. I use some clear tape here to hold the cable in place. Make sure it's relatively clean because there is that adhesive strip on there. And so you're going to need a razor blade for that to cut it off. Now this is an aluminum bar, but if you have a carbon fiber bar, you're basically going to want to just score it enough to get it off and probably try and unravel it yourself, because you don't want to take any chance of messing up the carbon fiber, cutting into it. So what you also need is a pair of scissors, because you want to cut the tape. You don't want to just snap the tape and tear it. You want to properly cut the tape, and you also need to cut and trim a piece of your bar tape here. So you want to come around here, figure out about right there. So you want to cover underneath your hoods here, so when you're wrapping around, you don't have any missed gaps where you can see the strap for your lever, or you can see exposed bar. So we'll cut this here. And for the other side, we'll just go ahead and assume it's going to be the same, because there's no reason why it wouldn't be. Unless you had 2 different levers for some reason. So we have 2 of these set up. And what we'll do is we'll wind up peeling that off and sticking them up here as we come around and we're wrapping. Okay, now, so obviously because we've already started on the right side, we're going to finish on the right side. So what you want to do is start by peeling the backing tape off. Get this ready here. Now when you do this, you want to pull this tight. if you're unsure of how much stretch is going to be allowed in this tape, grab a little bit on the end and give it a little pull. Just give an idea until she actually breaks. So you want to have about a 1/2 inch or so hang off the end here, like just enough, because what you want to do in the end is smush it around and be able to shove it up in there, and your bar end will hold that in there and it'll give it a nice contoured look, nice finish. So we're going to keep this pulled tight and we're just going to keep wrapping. Now you've heard the old adage, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. That's pretty much how you want to do this. Right side, you want to go clockwise from the rider's perspective. Being careful to pull this tight. Not so tight that you snap it. Don't be afraid. It's going to take some effort. This is an EVA. This isn't cork. It's already making a nice difference on the bike. Not too worried about getting my fingers on the bottom of the tape here. It's not there to necessarily hold it permanently, because they do sell the tape for the handlebar wrap without the tape on it, the adhesive. And it has the same effect. It works just the same. So once we get to our levers here, the tape does help hold it in place, so you don't have to fumble, holler for a friend and all that. I just peeled the adhesive off of that. Look at that sucker. So we're going to come up. Yeah, look at, there we go. Learning as I go, right? So are you. Hopefully, maybe. I'm going to hold that there as I come up and around. We're going to do one more here. And come over here like that. So with that, we are changing direction, and we just keep wrapping. Then when you pull the hoods back down over your levers, it's going to cover this up. You won't see any gap or anything. You're just going to see that nice new handlebar pad. Oh, it feels so much better already than the old stuff. The old stuff's collapsed, just worn out, tired, torn, repaired with electrical tape. And again, on the contours, you want to make sure you're pulling it nice and tight. Maybe overlap it just a little more, because that's where your trouble spots are going to be as well. Now, some tips while you're at this. Before you start this, if you think you're going to have an issue laying your bike down or tearing up your bar tape, what you can do is get a double-sided tape, and you can wrap that around your bars ahead of time. What the double-sided tape is going to do on areas like here and here, it's going to give this a little something to adhere to. So if you go down, your bars get messed up, your handlebar tape gets torn, it's not going to be completely trashed. See, I wrapped that definitely too tight right there. So we're going to back this off a little here. Yeah, my wrap was definitely not opened up enough. There we go. Oh, so much better. Like I said, it's not hard. There's not really any tricks to it. And so when we finish here, we got this little overlap and a little edge. So what we're going to do is take the scissors and we're going to trim that back. So we can line that up. Basically cutting off a triangle. So where we can line that up so it finishes nice and flush. And this is where you can take your tape that comes with it and you can wrap it around. That was black tape. I'm not going to do the black on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the gray tape that I bought. This is probably good to do this ahead of time. Pull off about a foot or so. Cut it so you're ready. You can just have it stuck to the bike, maybe on the frame. Then you want to tape this. And now if this was a white bar tape, because I looked into doing a white bar tape, what would be different that I would do is I would take the edge of the foam and color it in with a marker. Saw the trick somewhere, I can't remember, and I thought it was pretty neat. Because then you're hiding the edge of your tape with your bar. We want this to finish up just like that. And there we go. Looks a lot nicer already. I think for this one, I'm going to use the chrome plugs on here. And we're going to just tuck this up inside. Get it up in there as best we can. And voila. There we go, she's finished. All I gotta do now is just pull the hoods down. And once I finish the other side, we can go for a ride. All right, so common things like handlebar tape, you know, handlebar grips, pedals, seat adjustments. They should be not intimidating, not scary. It should be something you should get good at. So if you're gonna have a road bike, you should get good at doing handlebar tape so you can replace it periodically as it gets worn. You're not having to go to the bike shop, worry about weights. You're less likely to be intimidated by it and more likely to buy cool colors and, you know, change your bike up and keep it interesting. This side, I got my bar end plug. That side, I wound up putting a reflector on so I can see the traffic on the other side. That's how the bike came, so I put the reflector back on rather than the other plug. But it came out real nicely. I chose not to use the trim tape over here because it's just a sticker, the same as the electrical tape is. I can always change out the electrical tape if it wears. I'm going to hold on to the stickers. I can always use them later, repurpose them on another bike or a different set of handlebar tape. So hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it helpful and informative. And you know what? Get out there and keep riding.